Welcome back everyone, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw the Indoraptor from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom about to eat Ken Wheatley, the hunter slash mercenary from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And yeah, the equipment we're going to be using today is an eraser, a pencil, and obviously some paper. So go ahead and get your equipment out and we will get started. And by the way guys, my collarbone has recovered really quickly, so I'm able to use my right hand again, which is great. So I'm going to be doing this tutorial right-handed. Let's get started. As always, we're going to start off with an outline. So let's put a circle there, which is going to represent the eye socket. It's going to have a brow ridge, so let's put like a little rooftop there. The snout is going to be right in the face of Mr. Ken Wheatley, and the jaws are still going to be closed. So I think this is right before it bites his hand, I think. I don't want to spoil too much, in case you haven't seen the movie. I'm going to have a little bit of the neck showing of our Indoraptor. And we've got to save some space on our paper for the hunter mercenary, who is about to add a nice collection to his necklace, I think? Was he making a necklace? I don't know, but he was like collecting teeth from all the dinosaurs. Okay, so let's put his eye there. Nose, mouth. Of course, we're going to put more detail into him later because we want to make him look as realistic as our Indoraptor. And yeah, his head is pretty small compared to the Indoraptors. This is pretty realistic size because the Indoraptor has got a very large head. And then he's going to have his hand raised up against the snout of the Indoraptor. And the Indoraptor's eye is going to be right there. We're going to have another little area here, sort of like a depression in the skin. The nostril will be up in the front, and we're going to have some teeth showing, of course. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good outline. We're going to have some bars showing in the background, which will add some space to this drawing. As so. Alright guys, once you've completed the bars, we can move on to the next step, which is just adding more detail. And then after that, we'll get out our pens and hopefully finish the drawing with our pens. So since I'm using my right hand today, we're going to start working from left to right, just adding more details in to the drawing with our pencils. So we got the brow ridge down, that's pretty solid. We want to put the opposite one in as well. And the snout sort of curves up slightly and then comes down. Okay, and then let's add some more detail to the eye. It's going to be slightly almond shaped. It's going to have like a dragon-like pupil. It's really bright orange and yellow. Let's add some wrinkles around the eye to make it look more realistic. Of course, this whole head is going to be just covered with scales, which we will add later. I will probably time-lapse that part because scales take a painstakingly long time to complete. Okay, so the mouth is actually going to be kind of tricky because the Indoraptor has teeth that come up from the bottom jaw and like interfere with our jawline. So let's keep in mind the Indoraptor's got really messy teeth similar to the Indominus Rex. So have some going forward and backwards. And you want to space them out a little bit more. I think I'll have to redraw this area. I want to draw like one large one right here, like that, and give some space. And for each tooth, you want to sort of add like a little round cone at the top to show that these teeth are circular. And there's going to be like a tiny space in between the teeth, which is going to show the gap between the two jaws. And of course, we're going to have some teeth that of the bottom jaw that fit inside. So it's quite a complicated mess and kind of hard to explain. So we got a bunch of teeth there, and then the Indoraptor's jaw has got some blood dripping from it, but I don't think we'll add all of that because I think there are children watching this YouTube channel. But this is a violent scene, I will tell you that. but also one of the coolest scenes of the movie. Okay, so let's complete the bottom jaw. I always end up making my dinosaur heads look like a T-Rex head, so I'm trying to avoid that today. So let's make the bottom jaw a little bit thinner, otherwise it'll look like a T-Rex, which we do not want. But I guess there is some T-Rex in the blood of the Indoraptor. Alright, so our teeth are pretty good. Now we gotta draw a human hand. Human hands are very difficult to draw, and that is why Michelangelo's creation of Adam is like one of the most impressive pieces ever drawn or painted, because he really mastered the hands, because human hands are very difficult to draw. Almost as difficult as dinosaur feet. Okay, so I put in the hand there. It looks more like a glove, but we'll settle with that. We're going to see a few more of the teeth of the Indoraptor right at the front of the snout here. His hat is going to be like sort of, well, his nose and everything are sort of pressed up against the Indoraptor's snout. It's almost like they're kissing, but not like they're kissing at the same time. He's having a very intimate moment with the Indoraptor. Okay. He's going to have his nostril flaring. Let me redraw his eyes. He's sort of looking at the teeth. His brows are going to be really raised up. His cheeks are sort of scrunched. He's got a lot of wrinkles because he's an older man. Let's see what else can we... I think the mouth is what really makes him look terrified. He's got a lot of wrinkles going on here. His chin is lifted up a little bit because he's like about to cry or yell. Let's put in the collar, I guess. He's sort of like a bulky guy. So let's draw he's got like a thick neck. And then, yeah, got a big ear right here. That'd be so fun if the actor was watching this video, seeing my breakdown of his face. Poor guy. Oh, okay, so his hat is going to be a little bit flatter on top than a regular baseball cap. And then the ear is going to have a few little details, which ears have. And then we're going to end the drawing right there. So our pencil stage is, I'd say, pretty much complete. So if you have a pen available, we can finish our drawing with pens. But if you want to continue with pencil, that is totally fine. I'm going to be using my Arteza pens, by the way. They're like 0.4. So as you guys have heard me say before, the pen stage is one of my favorites because we got the outline down. It's almost like tracing. And we can really see the drawing come to life. And today I'm again filming with my GoPro because I still can't get a hold of my regular camera battery charger. So I may end up ordering a new one if I can't find it. But yeah, the GoPro is not the best camera for filming tutorials. The audio is kind of bad, and then the zoom is terrible on the GoPro. Okay, so let's do first things first, the eye socket. Really want to be careful when drawing the eye because that's a very important part. So this whole back area of the eye is going to be pretty much black. So go ahead and do that. And so is the front part right there. So I'm going to draw in the pupil. There's going to be like a light box right here. A little square. Then we're going to have some lines coming from the eye. Quite a creepy looking eye. Yeah, we want to make it look like it's shiny. Shiny. Looks pretty nice. Maybe a little bit of shading at the very top as well. We don't want to spend all day on the eye, so let's move on. Put in the eyelids. That initial wrinkle followed by a few more wrinkles. Can't believe we're gonna have to wait till 2022 to see the next Jurassic World movie. Seems like a long way away. But I guess we're almost finished with 2020, so. All right, so let's put in this cavity. We have some shading going on, and this pen is running out of ink, so let's trade it in. This one's also not working very well. Let me use a different pen. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the teeth. I want to get that out of the way because it's a complicated area. And you guys can just follow along. Let's do this big bottom tooth. Large top tooth. I'm going to draw that other bottom tooth, but that one's on the inside of the jaw. This is also another bottom tooth. Bottom tooth. Okay, so let's put in the fingers. I want to make them look a little bit more realistic than I did earlier. So one thing you can do to make them look more realistic is to add the wrinkles on the knuckles. Like so it doesn't look like a glove. And then a slight little semicircle for the fingernails. And there you have it, the hand. And then maybe put some lines there for the tendons. So let's continue the line of the bottom jaw all the way to the back, right here. And it's going to be slightly open. So let me get out a Sharpie or I have a brush pen. Either of those will work, or you can just color it in manually. I guess all ways are going to be manually, but this is a quicker way to color in the cracks. Okay. Even though this is called a Sharpie, the point is not very sharp. So let's trace the bottom jawline. Like so. Put in some of the veins of the neck. Then the upper part of the neck. So the picture sort of cuts off here. I'm trying to remember if Indoraptor, I think it does have some spikes that come out of the back of the neck. So we'll put those in. Let's see what else we can add to our Indoraptor before we add all the scales. So we gotta put in the nostril. Let's not forget that. Let's finish the tip of the mouth, or jaws I should say. And then we will draw Mr. Wheatley. I think it's Wheatley, or Wheatley? Poor soul. I guess that's what you get for being mean to the dinosaurs. His nostril's gonna be flaring. He's in like absolute terror, but is being quiet about it. Then, yeah, I really want to make his eye look like he's looking down at the teeth. Yeah, he's got those brows really lifted high. So yeah, congrats to the actor for doing a great job in this scene. His face really does look mortified. Then we'll draw in his cap. There's always the guys in most Jurassic movies who are trying to get some money out of it or whatever. And they never end well. Alright, so let's add in his ear, which is quite large. No offense to the actor. And yeah, ears are complicated to draw, so you don't want to add too many lines, because then it'll attract too much attention. So Mr. Wheatley's got like a very short hair, but it does have some, so let's add that in. Mostly in the back here. Maybe I should draw a Dennis Nedry, that'd be funny. The actor for Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park deserves like an Oscar, he was so good. Alright, so let's put in the collar. And his shoulder. Then he's got like some little pockets here on his jacket, which we should put in. See, drawing humans takes a lot of work. Like, there's a lot more lines involved and everything. And clothing, I mean, don't get me started on clothing. Clothing's so hard to draw. Okay. So let's finish the snout of the Indoraptor. And now we can add in those bars in the background. We'll trace them. And if you're gonna be like a perfectionist, then you might wanna like add this little piece of paper and get them perfectly lined up. But that is totally optional. I mean, I'm gonna eyeball it, so you guys don't have to use a paper, but you can if you want to do it perfectly. I always feel like it's cheating whenever I use something else besides a pencil, but I guess it's not, because I know a lot of comic artists use like different rulers and tools to help them draw circles and stuff. Because drawing a circle is so hard. And straight lines as well. Like, if you can draw a straight line, you have great control over your hand. Whoops, these are a little too close together. Let's see. I might even finish this drawing with Photoshop. I've been doing that lately, as you guys may have noticed. I just think it's kind of fun to give you guys a little extra treat at the end of each video. Okay, so we finished the bars, which means the drawing is pretty much done. Well, it's not done. Like the tutorial part is done. That's what I meant. I'm gonna like time lapse all the part of me putting the scales on the Indoraptor. But before we do that, I want to do some shading. So this top area is going to be shaded in, and we can do that by doing some cross-hatching lines like so. This area is going to be shaded in as well. So add some shading there. Let's see the neck. It's going to have some lines that go up and down like so. But yeah, overall it's going to be covered with scales, and there's going to be a little bit of shading right here behind the head. The bottom jaw actually doesn't have that much shading on it because I think the light is coming from down below. I think the cage might have had lights pointing up at it. Yeah, I forgot to add, Mr. Wheatley has some arm hair, so let's add that in. So it's almost like the opposite here, so the shading is going to be on the bottom of the eye socket. There's going to be some shading right here. Some shading right here. Yeah, I forgot to talk about this back cavity. Then the whole top of the snout is going to be dark as well. I'm cross-hatching for now, but like later I'll add some more like darker shading. And if you guys are not clear on how to do the scales, they're quite simple. They're almost like little square slash circle type shapes. You don't want to make them all look identical because this is a real animal and you want to make them look organic and not man-made. So yeah, go ahead, be creative, make them different sizes. You can group little bunches of them together and have like a big one next to it. Usually like the bigger ones are the ones like around the eyebrow, the brow ridge here. Like so. And then the smaller ones will be like in here in the cavity. But yeah, the bottom jaw also has a bunch of big scales. So we don't want to forget about those. And then the edge of the jaw has a bunch of scales, which are very prominent, so you can't leave those out either. So yeah, the scales are not very hard. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. And I will time-lapse the rest of it. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm done time-lapsing. So I hope you all found that video helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and be sure to check out my vlog channel, Danny Adventure Vlogs. As I said before, I'd like to reach 1,000 subscribers on that channel by December, so I'll have a link to it in the description below in case you guys want to check it out. And yeah, the drawing turned out great. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's my first right-handed drawing on the channel in about over a month. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.